Welcome to That Pony Show, the weekly show where we talk about the show that we all know and love, the My Little Pony Show. This week, we're going to be taking a look at Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep by Scott Sonborn. Today, I am Mummified Thunderbirds. Today, I am joined by...
Commander Sparkle.
Medi Bobo.
And Smooth Sailing.
Smooth! Welcome back, Smooth! Where you been?
Where were you?
We're all back together again this week, ready to talk about the latest episode of Ponies. And I thought it was an okay episode. It was alright. Wasn't too crazy about it.
I really liked this episode.
Yeah.
It's not the best episode that Ponies has ever put out, but it was a very fun episode.
It definitely wasn't last week's episode. That was fucking great!
Honestly, I felt like it could have done a lot more with the... I feel like it kind of dragged a bit.
There were a couple parts.
Yeah, a couple points. I looked down at the video as I was watching it because I didn't watch it live because I was just too late for it. I was like, oh yeah, there was an episode. Oops.
I watched it live and you and Medi weren't there and it was really weird.
I missed it. I looked down and I was like, oh man, we're getting close, right? Halfway, barely halfway through. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I understand completely. I feel like, I know it's important for the finale of the plot, even though you could easily write it in a different way and it wouldn't matter, but the main 6 dreams, where Luna has to enter all of their dreams separately, that felt like it was dragging.
I actually kind of liked those.
Really liked Rainbow Dash's one.
I expected it instantly, and then Luna said that, and I was like, oh, that's right, people can assume stuff like that. No, this is exactly what her dream would be. That's the most obvious thing ever of all time.
It's true.
Why changelings?
Because that's the one thing she's been able to fight oncoming waves of in this show.
It's true.
Because they're like putties from Power Rangers.
And fight totally indiscriminately because there's no face to them. They're just all the same thing.
You see, Rainbow Dash is actually a racist.
Speciesist?
Point being,
I agree. I think this episode sometimes did kind of feel like it dragged on a little bit, but anyway, sorry, go ahead, Smooth.
I felt like most of the part outside of the dreams themselves were just kind of, yes, I get it.
They were very exposition heavy.
Luna also repeated things a lot.
I know.
Especially. It's all my fault, guys. By the way, I'm being incredibly guilty right now. Just so you know. It's all my fault. I don't want to trouble you guys again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize again. By the way, I'm apologizing.
Smooth. I can't let you review this episode alone. I have to be the one that reviews this episode.
It's all my fault. I missed last week. I have to do it on my own.
No, Smooth.
Guys.
I mean, I edited this one. I made this. I'm sorry, but I have to.
No.
I'm gonna be. Oh, I was just gonna say that, because in this similar vein to you guys talking about that, I thought that the point of the episode, the thing that was gonna end on, was Luna realizing that she needed to accept the help of others, but then they didn't actually do that, and I was very impressed by that.
That would have been a better ending to this, instead of the, hey, we need to tell you what to do now. It's God, why couldn't, that would have been 1,000 times better than the ending that it already was.
Also, Spike was being kind of a braggadocious dick.
Well, I mean, Spike usually how he's written is he's not the foil of Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But I feel like he had some unnecessary lines, when he's bragging about how he didn't have a dream with the smoke monster in it.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of whatever, but at this point, Spike out of 10.
Well, speaking of Spike, hold on. Yawn.
I feel like I know where this is going.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, that was actually a yawn. But speaking of Spike, that whole scene where they had to write the letter to Princess Luna, I felt like that was unnecessary because it just recapped literally everything that just happened again. But it still felt good that Spike was sending a letter again, because we haven't seen him send a letter in 3 seasons?
And can I say that, I actually kind of chuckled at the joke where it's you can cut out all the yawns, and then, you see Spike, line through a yawn, sorta.
Yeah.
that was funny.
I figured that would happen.
And then when Twilight says, "Oh, at your earliest convenience, please, if you could look into this, that would be great." And then I'm like, she's totally just going to come bursting through the door right away, isn't she? And it's like, up, out through the window, and poof, which one of you saw it? It was pretty good. It was a good bit.
Wouldn't it have been great if the letter appeared like in front of her as she was busting in? Oh, excuse me, actually, I gotta read this letter real quick.
Which one of you saw it?
Which one of you saw it?
Who did it?
Oh, look, sorry, I know this is very weird, but I gotta read this letter real quick.
Oh god,
Dear
another one from fucking
Princess
Twilight.
Luna.
Also,
Twilight.
I'm kind of I'm kind of glad they didn't linger on the joke that I'm assuming that is what happened, but when Spike's like, "I'm gonna stay up," and he does the eye thing, and then when it cuts to all of them from the bed, you see Spike just like sleeping.
No, he wasn't asleep. He was reading.
Was he reading?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He was awake.
reading like a comic book or something like that.
He was actually awake.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
No.
He
I
wasn't-
expected him to fall asleep, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I kind of liked him.
His motions show sleepiness.
He was just reading.
I think he was
Might have been,
yeah.
might have been sleepy. I mean,
Which is-
he's fucking
could've
reading
swore I
at
saw
night
his
makes
eye
you
open.
sleepy, dude.
Yeah, bad
But-
plan there, Spike. I mean, you're laying in bed with a book, reading. You kind of.
Fucking the Cthulhu-esque horrors in this episode.
I wouldn't even say Cthulhu-esque, but yeah, they were.
There's some
like,
weird shit.
There were
These
some
are-
weird monsters.
This is some psychological horror right now.
Like, the dresses were pretty damn cool. Like, the dress monsters are all like, "Rah!"
The monster design this episode is really damn cool.
Yeah. I think that's, like, where it really shined.
I feel like the books were really lame, just like real books, just like Twilight. It all makes sense.
You son of a bitch!
Oh,
You son of a
sick
bitch!
burn!
You son of a bitch! I can kind of agree about the actual like book monsters,
Yeah.
but fuck you.
Oh yeah, something I wanted to cover when I was watching this episode. Like, I think we had a conversation some time back. I don't know if it was That Pony Show or if it was
Yes.
a Yachts.
Yes, definitely. About how Celestia can dreamwalk too. You were all like, I mean, she is the princess of everything. She can probably dreamwalk too. And I was like, I don't
Like,
think
I
so.
just assumed
Right.
that, like, I assumed it would be, like, Alicorn-esque powers. Like, Twilight wouldn't be able to because she's, like, not pure and she hasn't been, like, an Alicorn long enough. And I was
Not
like, maybe...
pure?
Not pure.
Yeah, like...
Fucking Nazi.
Anyways, yeah, I thought Celestia might be able to dreamwalk as well, but no, in this episode they reveal that only Luna can.
Nah.
Yeah.
Never.
Also, that Spike statue.
Oh my god. Like, Spike, as much as you guys were like, kind of like, oh man, whatever, Spike, this episode, but like the fact that they're bringing back so many past things from other, like, areas of the show, like they have the Flutterbat came back,
Yeah, that
the Power Ponies, and then Heroic Spike. All of that was just so cool. I love that part.
It was like episode 100 with an actual plot!
It's like what... okay. Can I just say real quick, you guys are being all like, oh, the dream sequence, this giant dream thing was so cool. They should have... I feel like they should have done way more. Like, that is... Dream. You guys can do anything! Filthy Rich becomes... What is
He
it?
becomes capitalism!
Sub-Zero
He
from
becomes
The
like
Incredibles.
Yeah.
But with
Go with
gold.
capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He becomes capitalist Sub-Zero.
Lyra and Bon Bon choose to stay together.
Yeah. And not have any powers at all whatsoever. Spike! I actually liked him in this one.
Heroic Spike, dude.
Well, I mean, you gotta at least dream big. Ding!
And then, like, you got Giant Derpy for some reason.
Hey,
Why
I'll take a
not?
giant Derpy. I feel like
Also-
that was almost a shout out to their April Fools, where it was like My Big Horse or whatever.
No, that would have been Bon Bon, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
But,
Fuck.
Also, earlier in the episode, Can confirm Fluttershy into pet play.
Yeah.
It's nice to be the pet for once.
It's true.
Gross.
I also,
Yeah.
just, since it happened right before that, I like the fact that, like, Pinky in her dream is just walking along, jumps, is in a totally different scene, doing totally different things nonchalantly, jumps, same thing
Makes
happens.
sense. It makes sense.
It was very Pinky, and I think it was done well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of things that were really, really good about this episode, and some other things I'm just like...
Rainbow Dash's dream was funny. I
Yeah.
laughed. It was
Applejack
obvious.
is just apples.
Well, it was predictable.
It's predictable, but I liked it. I thought it was funny.
It was fun to watch. And then also just the nightmare, like, it was dumb, but I was just like, yes.
Oh, wait, hold on. I just saw something playing in the background. The book that Spike is actually reading has a comic book hidden inside of it.
Oh.
Also, Luna confirmed to being able to use crystal magic?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that
in
too.
a dream.
True.
In real? I don't know.
No, that was in Dream. That was in Twilight.
I know it was
Dream.
in Dream, but does her dream powers still, like,
We don't
derive from her real powers?
She might be the odd one out where that is the case. However, we don't know.
I don't know.
I just know that it looked like the same effect that Cadence did.
Yeah, for closing out the water main.
Oh no, guys. That's alicorn magic.
No, you see, her eyes didn't glow green, and her horn didn't glow green either.
That is a terrible theory, and I hate it.
M.A. Larson, please confirm.
Anyway.
No.
Please go back and unconfirm reality and undo that, please. That was dumb.
Hey, he wasn't part of that. He wasn't part of Season 4.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Still, go back and unconfirm reality.
Also, my question is, I know, like, Pinky was like, oh yeah, as long as you guys didn't dream of anything, of anyone else, and Pinky's like, yeah, I had a dream after you left about everyone in Ponyville. It's like, yeah, but it left with her.
Yeah, that was my thing, like, after you left.
Yeah, you're right. The monster wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
It didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
And it's like a serious plot hole, but whatever.
That's, like, the biggest.
Unless it can just, like, gain essence from the dreams, and then as you're still dreaming, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Like, if it can look back in the dreams it's eaten as they're still
It also
happening.
I also wonder if it could have been because they were all kind of connected, because Luna was connected to all of them at the same time, possibly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that would kind of make sense. Sort of.
As at least a way to attempt to rationalize a plot hole.
Yeah. Also, we should probably talk about the fact that Pixel Kitty's Princess Big Mac became a thing in this episode.
As that was happening, no, right when it started, Unicorn Big Mac, I was like, okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm okay with this.
Okay. And then Applejack finally yells out, "You can do anything! It's a dream!" I'm like, thank goodness, now we can finally get some hell up in here, because this is what is needed. You go in a dream, you figure out it's a dream, you raise hell. That's what you do in a dream, because you can, and you can't do it otherwise.
And there's
become
also,
princess.
Can we talk about how
Yeah.
Cherry Berry was rowing a boat in the sky?
Yep. And
I don't know if I saw that, actually.
I didn't
And
see
Berry
her do
Punch
that.
was floating her own head as a balloon.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that
happened.
one. That was funny.
That happened.
Also, did you guys see, like, the weird background Derpy? It was, like, grayish pink, like, coat, like, a cream and berry colored mane.
I don't
You see her,
think so.
like, at the very beginning where, like, Luna was talking to everybody in the big dream, but it's, like, this weird background pony that I've never seen before.
Yeah, it's probably a brand new recolor.
Yeah.
I see who you're talking about. Man, she is just Derpy with a different mane.
Yeah.
Also, can
It's
I-
slightly different coat, but, that could just be a test to the fact that it's in the dream or whatever. Maybe it's just another pony that, like, is dreaming about having a different color or whatever.
I hate freaking going back to it all the time, but I really wish they had gone more all out in the dream. Is it bad that just really angers me? Is it irrational? I feel
I wouldn't say it's
irrational.
irrational, but
I feel like, though, like, the enemy of this episode, what was his name?
To
Tannerus?
something
Terrorist?
along
the
Tannerus.
Tannerus. Whatever. He seemed
I'm pretty
so,
sure it was
like...
Tantalus.
He seemed so fucking, like... Not...
It. Thank you. It.
I mean, it's...
Tantalus sounds like a male name, so I'm just gonna say he.
It's.
They...
God.
Anyway.
They just
Whatever.
seem very, like... They obviously were hostile, but their actions... Or they just didn't really fight itself.
Secondhand.
Yeah, it would just make monsters.
So it was like the nightmare entity itself didn't directly fight, used other things to fight for it. In the very first 2 episodes of the show. Well, mainly
It's
the
a
second
dream.
episode.
You can do anything.
Yeah.
Becomes princess.
Some of the things that they were doing to keep the thing in the dream world seemed very, like, not effective. Like that scene where Scootaloo gets, like, big giant wings and flaps the creature back away from the hole. I was like,
Guess what?
that is
That's a
highly
dream.
ineffective.
That's a dream. You can imagine that as effective as you want to be.
Yeah,
That is true.
that could have been like the force of 3 hurricanes.
And that is why so much that I wanted everything to go hell.
I also like how Giant Derpy is chasing a shitload of muffins.
Also, Mummified. Mummified, I assume you were watching. Did Rarity even do anything in that scene?
She
Sewed
like,
the
Stepped
sky
out
to
of the
thing.
way as something was about to hit her.
No, she
No,
sewed the fucking thing.
She sewed the door closed, which is very her.
Oh,
Also-
I just assumed that was Luna, even though I saw its sewing needle.
Tantalus is also, like, just really visually pleasing. Like, just all the things that they do this episode.
Yeah, I love it when it becomes like great big like deity walking slowly towards the exit. I'm like, yeah,
Also,
yeah, that's really cool.
animators, Colgate's back of the head looks way better than her side head.
I like both. I like both.
No, as in, like, versus...
like the
Also
bad
Minuet.
side of the head.
Oh yeah, sorry. Minuet, excuse me. This is a dream, so it's Colgate.
Stout.
Just the back of her head looked really... It looked like a good back of the head for her.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Back of the head.
Does Lyrabon have a whole new meaning now?
Oh my god.
I mean, like, they saw they were fused together and then immediately
hugged.
How did they
Can we
keep
talk about-
balance?
I don't know.
Like, when they
Amazing.
run off into the distance, it was weird. I was like, oh man, that's gotta suck for whoever's in back.
Can we talk about the fact that they showed the burnt down golden oaks?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
then, like,
and then
Twilight
Twilight
brings it back?
revived it just to throw books at it, and I was like, oh,
That's
I didn't
really
even
sad.
care, and that kind of hurt.
Felt good. Oh,
Filthy
also,
rich!
something else that I noticed about that whole situation regarding last week's episode, if Twilight actually did bring back that first edition copy of whatever book that Moon gave her, it would have burnt. It would have died. It would have been destroyed. So it's a good thing she left it in Camelot.
Yeah.
Well, and not every book was gone.
Well, a good portion of them would have.
A lot of them.
Yeah. Highly likely that it would have gotten destroyed.
Yeah.
Also,
So-
Twilight's methods were very ineffective.
Ineffective?
Ineffective, I guess, yeah. And also, how do you snatch smoke with a lasso?
It's the magical lasso. It's a dream.
Yeah, dream. This is
Dream.
this is what I keep saying. It's a dream.
Aliens.
You can be as overpowered as you want to be. God mode
Aliens.
activate. Do whatever the hell you want.
Come on,
Yeah.
Luna, it's a dream. Just make your magic better. Oh, wait, never mind.
She's the only one not affected by that, probably.
Yeah. But God, just that giant, like, astral deity alicorn creature formed slowly
I'm pretty
walking
sure it was
towards...
Luna. I'm pretty
Also-
sure it formed to be Luna.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's like, it's just
I mean,
slowly walking into it. That looks so cool.
Can we just talk
It
about...
looks very cool.
Can we just talk about, like, the metaphorical side and, like, the nice, like...
I was about to say, like, this is such a metaphor, like...
No, I mean, like, I want to talk about one thing specifically, because in comparison to the, like, a few years ago, how the biggest thing in this episode, besides the villain, is Derpy. Like, she has gone from not being able to be seen for, like, a season, to being the biggest creature on screen at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for her, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Also,
had speaking lines this season. She has gone from
She was the main character of an episode.
She's become a big
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
She is a big horse.
Yeah.
I started this episode when I was first watching it, and I thought that it was going to be really fucking close to the comic book issue where they go to the moon and try to do whatever.
Nightmare
but I'm so glad.
Dreamscape.
Yeah, the Nightmare Dreamscape. But
I thought they were gonna make the moon the.
Well, I mean, Luna was basically exactly the same.
Yeah. But
It's
I
the-
thought that that presence was going to be canonized.
Yeah, well, it's canon until the show says otherwise. But either way, I'm really glad that they didn't just do that. It's sort of the same feeling, but not. And I love the fact that they went with something else.
Also, can
I
we
thought
talk
it-
about how cool it was that at the end, Luna and her evil spirit became one?
Yeah, it returned to her, so to speak.
It was
'Cause she, made it.
it was like an extracted personification, not necessarily personification, but like representation of like her guilt and all of her feelings that she extracted from her and made into a being to terrorize her.
Does that mean guilt in this universe is also a tangible energy source?
I mean,
Oh god.
No, because
this is a little bit of a
not
special case.
not in the same way. It would be as much as fear is. Sombra can use fear basically, but it's like fear uses also. It's
Yeah.
Also, Luna's dream is about dreaming of dreaming.
No, dreaming of sleeping.
So
She wasn't
is that
necessarily
what,
dreaming in the sleep of the dream.
True.
But what
So
if she
is-
was? You need to go deeper.
We didn't see it. We didn't get to go deeper. Unless we were already in too deep and trying to keep
What
it
if
above in
she's
our heads
dreaming
instead
about
of
the
going under.
reality? What if she's dreaming about Twilight Sparkle, the tax evasionist?
No, I don't fucking know. Also, I know it's a long time past, but I just wanted to point out that during the whole Big Mac Alicorn thing, it literally was just like a magical girl transformation.
Yeah.
It's so perfectly wonderful.
was perfect.
I didn't even notice.
I saw it happening and I was like, oh my god, they're doing that right now!
Of all the characters to magical girl transform, I wasn't expecting Big Mac.
And I'm so glad it was Big Mac.
I am completely and totally for this. This is awesome.
I'm so for it. It was so great. I loved it.
Overall, for the episode, I suppose, the first half of it felt like it dragged on, like it could have been condensed a bit more, and the second half felt like there could have been more there in comparison. So, like, if the first half was condensed and the second half was more, then that would have probably been a better episode for me. Like,
I would give it a solid, 8 ponies at least,
Also, like,
out of 10.
Are you,
This is a-
were,
this is
were you
a-
just trying to wrap up this episode there, Smooth?
I mean, like, maybe if you
Was
want.
that a
because
was that
this
a
was
wrap
like,
up?
that,
I mean,
this was some
maybe.
pretty good. This is pandering done right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it
don't know,
wasn't.
maybe.
It technically can't be too intrusive in a dream.
I was gonna say it at least has reason within the context of a normal episode of the show.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too in your face. Like, Derpy wasn't talking. She was back to her normal grunts and groans.
Oh
And-
yeah,
and
fucking
chicken.
Spike
Cat
riding
noodle.
on Derpy. Spike
God, that was
riding
so
Derpy
good.
was fucking hilarious.
It was
I
like
read
called back to the
fanfic
fact
about that
that
once.
he was a knightly kind of character, so he'd be
Yeah.
jousting like a knight.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Riding a fucking giant horse.
Which, can I say again, is Derpy. The biggest image on screen for most of this episode is Derpy.
Yeah. It's great.
Like, that by itself.
It's muffins.
Shut
Yeah,
your
Muffins.
fucking mouth.
Her name is Muffins.
It's
Get
Derpy.
over it.
It's Derpy, you know.
But, like, that itself is something you can go into about for, like, fucking ever, on how cool that is, like, visually and, like, metaphorically, and how that stands for the writers of the show and the fans at large. And for everyone's like, oh man, this show's gotten dumb, it hates everyone who watches it now. It's like, oh, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It only hates you because you're a fag.
So, I believe that's it for this half of the season, right?
Yeah.
I think this is where the break happens. So,
Yep, this is where the break happens.
yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, no season 6 at the end of this year.
Oh, I was so happy when at first that had been said, and then I was like, oh.
Yeah, then Hasbro had to correct a tweet. Jesus.
Twitch.
Anyway,
Those fucking twits.
I know. So, yeah, the second half of the season will be back sometime later this year.
In the meantime, what are we doing for that pony show then? Are we just not doing it?
We shouldn't try to force out a thing, but I think if we could find something about ponies to, like, shoot the shit about.
We'll find something.
We'll figure something out.
That pony show won't be
That
gone.
pony show is canceled.
Season 6 of TPS will premiere in the fall.
Alright, guys. Cut the shit. Turn on webcam. Open Baja Blast. Fuck all of you.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop alluding to other people in the fandom.
No, dude, he's not in the fandom
Kind of
anymore.
like dribble the Mountain Dew on yourself on accident as you do it.
Dude, Mofied, he's not in the fandom anymore.
I swear to God, you guys. Anyway, so this has been Do Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep, written by Scott Sonborn. We'll be coming back to you maybe next week, maybe not. I don't know at this time, but we'll be trying to keep you guys updated with our thoughts and opinions on other stuff that's going on in the fandom. Maybe we'll start doing like some like topical moments, be like, oh man, this guy said this, blah 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 blah, and actual like
This week in the
tabloid-
fandom? Oh, please no.
This week in the
Just,
fandom?
like-
Oh man, I'll do that shit. I'll edit it
we need to
myself.
we need to have a tabloid or something like that. Be like,
Oh my God, that's fucking...
Like just
Tell
like the
by
old fashioned like
McCarthy.
breaking news, recently on the fandom, and all.
Oh, that's something. That's the.
This
National
week in
Enquirer.
Equestria.
This week in Equestria, taken by Horse News.
Anyway, this week I have been Mummified Thunderbirds, joined by
Commander Sparkle.
Medi Bobo.
And smooth sailing.
and we'll see you all
am I?
next time.